All right, this is lesson 1. We're going to talk about naming angles and all of the angle vocabulary. So let's start by labeling angles. There's actually 3 ways to do this. I'm going to draw an angle. Okay, an angle is 2 rays. They come to a point. This point is called the vertex. Okay, so let's just label. Let's say this is A, B, C. Sometimes they actually even label this on the inside, like that. All right, so if we're labeling it by the arc, we're talking about the arc on the inside. We would call this angle A. The arc is the semicircle on the inside of the angle. We would call that angle A. All right, let's take that same angle. Let me redraw it for you. We're still going to call it A, B, C. And this time we're going to name it by the vertex. Now remember I said the vertex is the point where the 2 angles, or the 2 rays, come together. We call that a vertex. So if we were naming it by the letter at the vertex, we would call that angle B. Now I don't really like to use this method because sometimes there's several angles at that point and you don't really know which one you're talking about. Now this next one is the one that we often use, so let's redraw that angle again. So we're going to call that A, B, and C. So if we're using those 3 points, we could call this angle A, B, C. It's kind of like you're tracing the angle, A, B, C. Now you could also go the other way, so start at C, go to B, then A. Now one thing you cannot do is start at C and go to A. That would not be tracing the angles. You actually have to trace it with your pencil. So you could go C, B, A, or A, B, C. All right, so let's do some practice. All right, so we are given the angle to the left. We have ABC. It says there are many different ways to name this angle. I want to label this in 3 ways. So let's use the arc in the middle. So that you can see is labeled angle 1. We could use the vertex, which is this point where the 2 lines come together. So we call that angle B. That's the one that we don't use very often. And then we can use the actual points. I'm going to trace this. So we could start at A and go to B, then go to C. So A, B, C. Now we can go the other way. We could start at C and go to B, then A. So that one would be angle C, B, A. So there's 3 ways you can name an angle. Now I want you to pause this video and try numbers 1, 2, and 3 on your own. When you're done, just hit play so that you can check your answers. All right, so the first one is 4 different ways we want to name it. So by the inside is angle 5. By the vertex is angle K. By the 3 points, we can start at angle J and go J, K, L. Or we could start at L and go L, K, J. So there's your 4 ways. Number 2, start at the inside. You have angle 4. The vertex is angle G. You could start at F and do F, G, H. Or you could start at H and go H, G. I think I said J. F, J, F, G, H, and H, G, F. All right, last one. It says name the 3 angles. Okay, so there are 3 angles here. So here's the first one I'm going to trace in pink. All right, so that would be labeled A, E, B, or you could call it B, E, A. Either one is fine. All right, now there's one in the middle here I'm going to trace. That's going up towards the top. I'm going to start at B and call it B, E, C. Now again, you could call it C, E, B. And the last one is the one over here. Okay, that's my third angle. I'm going to start at the C and call it CED or DEC. So those are the three angles that that picture makes up. All right, so now let's talk about some angle vocabulary. So adjacent angles, we're going to take some definitions. I'm actually going to make this a little bigger for myself so that I can actually write. Go ahead and copy it down, and then we're going to use the picture. So adjacent angles, these are angles that are next to each other. And share a common side. Now, if you go and look at the picture, I'm going to just highlight the two angles. We have one right here, which is angle A. You can see that's on the inside, or you could call it BAC. Now let me trace the other one. So here's the other one. Okay, we have angle B that is denoted on the inside. So we have two angles that are next to each other. Notice that this line in the middle here is the one that they share because they are right next to each other. All right, vertical angles. Let me make this a little bigger again. Vertical angles are angles that are across from each other. Now, one thing to note, vertical angles are equal to each other. All right, so here's the picture. Just a side note, when you have vertical angles, most of the time, the two lines that you're looking at form an X. So you can see that right there. All right, the vertical angles are the ones that are across from each other. So here you see A and B, they're across from each other. Now, this actually has another set of vertical angles too. These are across from each other as well. Those are vertical angles. All right, so in this picture, you have angle A equal to angle B. Vertical angles are equal to each other. All right, so let's go to angles on a line. These are angles that form a straight line. Now, these angles add up to 180 degrees. A straight line is a 180-degree angle, so these add up to 180 degrees. All right, so let me take you over to the picture here. Here you can see you have a straight line, okay? You have two angles that form that straight line. We have A and B. So in this picture, angle A and angle B, when you add them up, you get 180 because you get a straight line. All right, last one, angles on a point. These are angles that form a circle. So they go all the way around in a circle. Now, what's special about this? These add up to 360 degrees. A circle is 360 degrees. So let's go take a look at those angles. So here you're going to notice that the angles go all the way around. They form that complete circle. Okay? This one, there's three angles. There's angle A, angle B, and angle C. So if you add up the three angles, so angle A plus angle B plus angle C, you're going to get 360 degrees. All right, and that's all we have